What's up, guys? Today we're discussing and we're reacting on the F-15 Strike Eagle, and it is one of my best fighter jet of all time. I love the F-15 Strike Eagle. It is so cool. The people who operate these systems, for me, they're just demigods to me. This video is made by the Fat Electrician. Shout out to Fat Electrician. He is one of my best YouTubers. And without much ado, let's get into this video and see what the F-15 Strike Eagle is all about.
Today we're talking about the most gangster fighter jet of all time, the F-15 Eagle.
What is it like flying this type of jet, bro? Like, the thing is cool. Look at that. Just swerving across the landscape, doing spins and turns. Is it not cool to come home and tell your friends, your brothers, your sisters, your family, and yourself that you fly the F-15 Strike Eagle? I don't know. For me, it's just, you might not be interested in this type of stuff, but for me, it's very cool. And if you're watching this video, I'm definitely sure you're interested in knowing what the F-15 Strike Eagle is all about. I'm just one African guy enjoying American technology, okay? Special military technology. We don't like war, but military technology is cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the American muscle car equivalent of a fighter jet. Developed during the Cold War in the early 1970s, it was designed to do one thing and one thing only, and that is to establish air superiority. And being
designed in the 1970s. 1970s, bro. Can you imagine that? I was never even dreamed of. My parents were even thinking of getting married, talk less me. And this technology existed at that time. Crazy.
This was the 1970s and stealth technology wasn't going to come out for another decade. Uncle Sam had to rely on good old-fashioned horsepower and gunpowder. He figured if you couldn't be sneaky enough to go unnoticed, you just had to be fast enough to go untouched. And that is
if you couldn't be sneaky enough to go unnoticed, you just have to be fast enough to go untouched. That's crazy. That's a bar. Yeah, that's a line.
Exactly what they did with the F-15, because it is equipped with two Pratt & Whitney F-100 engines, totaling 19,200 horsepower, which is like 800,000 water chickens. This plane can travel at a max speed
19,000 horsepower. Is the equivalent of 19,000 horses. The force at which 19,000 horses put together would pull something or push at that thing. And the engines on this thing is equivalent to 19,000, the strength of 19,000 horses. Bro, nasty job. It's not nasty. Cool job.
Of Mach 2.5, which is roughly 1,900 miles an hour. And here's the kicker, it's not just fast, it's quick. And if you don't know the difference, I'll elaborate. You can build up speed slowly and be fast, but being quick is the ability to be fast in a hurry. And the F-15 is like a drag car. It is fast.
That's some nice explanation there, like nice elaboration there. Crazy. I didn't know that. I just know like quick is like acceleration and fast is like velocity. So how fast you can move is velocity, and how fast you can get to be moving fast is acceleration. Yeah, I can put that.
Fast the minute you hit the throttle. So fast, in fact, that you can argue that it could be classified as a rocket. Okay, hear me out. I'm gonna nerd out for a second. Generally speaking, aircrafts need to do two things to fly. They need to generate lift and thrust. They need to generate enough lift to counteract gravity, so the physical weight of the aircraft, and they need to generate enough thrust to counteract drag. But here's the thing with the F-15, it has a greater than 1 thrust to weight ratio, meaning that it can generate enough pounds of thrust to offset drag and the weight of the aircraft, meaning it doesn't need to generate lift to sustain flight, which is what a fucking rocket does. If you're not picking up what I'm putting down, I'm trying to tell you the F-15 doesn't need to generate lift, it can just beat the atmosphere into submission.
What was that, bro? Oh, I don't know how to say it. Like, a lot of things running through my head, and I can just comprehend. Apart from the F-15 being cool, this guy has a way of putting it so you can literally understand it, even if you're not a science nerd or stuff like that. It has a way of putting it for you to just give you a quick physics lecture for you to understand how cool the F-15 is. And I'm just here enjoying both the F-15 and the way he puts it. I'm here for it.
F-15 could literally have its wings chopped off in mid-flight and it would still be able to fly. And I can already hear the comment section now. Buh! The chubby electron guy's so dumb he needs to go back to high school physics class. That's not how any of this works. Buh. No, that's exactly how this works, and guess what? If you don't want to believe me and what's theoretically possible on paper, you don't have to, because this has already happened in real life. In 1983, an F-15 had a mid-air collision, completely lost one wing, and then proceeded to fly 10 more miles and then land safely. Okay, and if that's not enough proof that it's basically...
What? He lost a wing, proceeded to fly 10 more miles, and landed safely. It's equivalent of you losing your hand while swimming in the middle of an ocean with heavy current, and you move for 10 more miles before you land, before you like come across the shore. For you to swim for 10 more miles with one hand and one leg. You know what it means for a plane to collide mid-air, lose a wing, and fly, land safely? No, that's a selling point. Imagine you just, I would imagine for their selling point, they would just be like, hey, we have a plane, we have a jet here to sell. And the nation will be, hey, and so how much are you selling your jet? What is special about your jet? And the Americans went, you can lose a wing on this thing and you can still land safely. Guess who cannot buy such a jet? Imagine that you're buying a car where you can lose two of the tires of that car and still drive safely to the next repair shop. Oh, that's gangster.
A rocket, you can look at how an F-15 takes off. I'll show you the footage. The minute it clears the runway, it goes straight vertical and breaks the sound barrier. It is one of the only planes on the planet that can do that.
No way.
Well, even if it is that fast, common sense dictates that they had to make a bunch of design compromises, and I bet the F-15 has hardly any firepower because of it. You know what? For once, you're right. That is what common sense would dictate, because that's what every other country does. If they want to go really fast, they either have to sacrifice firepower or maneuverability. However, here's what you're not taking into consideration. This is America. We don't make sense. We make dollars, and this thing has more...
This is America. We don't make sense. We make dollars. That is a line. That's a bar, bro. Like, what it means is, here, if it doesn't work, we use dollars and make it work. What you consider impossible, it is possible by the dollar. We don't make sense, we make dollars. No, these Americans are crazy. You know, I need Africans to learn this. We need to learn this type of things in Africa. Even if we are not supposed to be fighting wars, we need to be producing technology that is as cool. We need to brute force our way through stuff like technology, not brute forcing our way through political stuff and things like that. You know, we take a lot of time through politics, not technology. That's interesting. I'm enjoying this video.
Firepower than any other fighter jet in the American fleet. Yeah, more bombs, more missiles, and on the off chance that isn't enough, it's also equipped with an M61 Vulcan 20mm Gatling cannon in case it needs to tell somebody to get fucked at 6,000 rounds per minute.
20mm Gatling cannon. At 6,000 rounds a minute, you are getting delivered 100 rounds a second. Imagine angry tungsten metals running at you and Mach who knows how much, and 100 of them each second flying at you. I mean, you wouldn't have time to die. Okay, you'll be vaporized. Mm. Humans have found a way to really good ways to kill each other. What? Did you hear that sound? There's a bunch of bullets released on that thing in less than 1 second. So in 500 millimeters, you're getting 50 bullets. 50 bullets. 20 millimeters of them. Crazy stuff.
So just so we're all on the same page, even though the F-15 is over 50 years old, it is still the fastest and most heavily armed fighter jet in the American fleet. And did I mention that it can also go like 3,000 miles without needing to refuel? Meaning that it's also extremely versatile logistically speaking, because it can fly from America to Europe without needing aerial refueling. And here's the kicker, none of that is the reason it's the most gangster fighter jet of all time. It's the most gangster fighter jet of all time because this thing is the epitome of a pro gamer move. It has a real world combat record of 104 to 0. It is down
104 to 0. Like 104 scores to 0. It has killed 104 enemy aircraft to 0. Oh.
104 enemy aircrafts and been shot down 0 times in return. It is the only aircraft to lose a wing, continue flying, and land safely. It's the only aircraft to ever shoot down a satellite while it was still in outer space. Yeah.
Maybe these things are seeming to not get finished. Many things, facts about these aircrafts are not coming out, all of them. Shooting a satellite in outer space. A satellite is moving at a minimum of 17,000 miles per hour. If you're not understanding, that is 7 kilometers per second. 7 or 4 point something miles a second across the atmosphere. I mean, in space. And for this guy to shoot it down, crazy.
America did that during the Cold War. We shot down one of our own spy satellites to send a message to the Soviet Union that we could do it to their satellites too. And my personal...
I'm sorry for pausing. Like, it's equivalent of you burning down your house to show your neighbor that you are capable of burning down your own house. Like, they shut down their satellite to tell the Soviet Union, hey, I know you guys can shoot down satellite using ballistic missiles and anti-satellite missiles, but hey, we can use an aircraft to shoot down your satellite. Meaning we can do it from anywhere and anytime that we choose. Because satellites move at a high speed, they can only pass a certain place at a certain time. So your anti-satellite weapon must shoot at a certain time. But for an aircraft, it can position itself anywhere and take it down. To do that with an F-15 was a message, and no aircraft has ever done that.
Favorite, it is the only aircraft to ever score an air-to-air kill using a bomb. Not an air-to-air missile, a bomb. In 1991, during Desert Storm, it actually hit a moving Mi-24 Hind helicopter with a GBU-10 bomb. Yeah, this one.
Listen, missiles, a difference between a missile and a bomb. Okay, a bomb is just a dumb missile. That means you just drop it and it explodes. It's like a big grenade, like a huge grenade that you drop and then it just explodes. A missile can track something, track a location. You know, if you shoot a missile at a moving helicopter, it tracks the heat signature or the acoustic signature or the radiation signature of that aircraft and then takes it down. A bomb is just shot at stationary targets. You can shoot the bomb at a house and then you drop it. Oh, yeah. But for a moving helicopter to be destroyed with a bomb is out of the ordinary. And the F-15 cements itself in the book of legendary aircraft by doing that. The only aircraft that has ever taken down a helicopter using a bomb. A bomb. Crazy.
That is a 2,000-pound general purpose bomb, and it just hit a moving helicopter with it. That is absolutely unheard of. In conclusion, while the F-15 is no longer the best fighter jet on the planet because it's been replaced by the F-22 Raptor, I feel pretty confident in saying that it will go down in history as the greatest fighter jet of all time. And that history is still being written.
I would differ with him a bit. He knows better than me. Like, definitely knows better than me. The F-22 is a fifth generation fighter. The F-15 is a fourth generation fighter. And I know that the F-15 is definitely, if not the best, one of, if not the best fourth generation fighter, because that thing is the best maneuvering fourth generation fighter on the planet. That thing is the best dogfighting aircraft in the fourth generation range. And just because the F-22 is stealthy and it's thrust vectoring nozzles, yeah, it's better than the F-15. So it's just like the descendant of the F-15, which is better than the F-15. But the F-15 is still in that top tier aircraft.
Because America is coming out with another F-15, the F-15EX Eagle 2. And that's going to have to be its own video some other time. Thanks for watching. Best way to support the channel is go buy some merch at thefatelectrician.com. Quack bang out.
Yeah, that video was late, bro. I enjoyed it. The F-15 is really, really, really. I never knew that this aircraft was this interesting. I just loved it by seeing the videos and how the thing flies. And I do watch a lot of aircraft videos on YouTube, but I didn't know the F-15 was this cool. Shout out to America, the United States of America. Shout out to your technology, and shout out to the Fat Electrician. He's very good at what he does. And see you in another video. If you like it, give me a thumbs up. And no, I'm just some African guy trying to react on American technology and aircraft. In fact, military technology around the world, especially military technology made by the USA, because it's really cool. And so if you like the video, give me a like, comment which aircraft you would like me to talk about. I'll definitely do my research and talk about it. So the video is getting too long. Let's go.